Rogers TV.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. A fantastic show ahead. We're going to be talking about setting some smart goals with Car Evans on the show today. Jeff Rogers and Brian Asselin from the Commotions band is on the show today. They have a big show coming up this weekend. We're going to tell you about a fantastic camp, a winter camp and a classic camp coming up. We got all that and more. Don't touch that dial. But we start off with some excitement on the show today because last time she was on, she was missing her love, the love of her life, her partner, her dance partner. I'm joined by Maria and Andre Santos from Brazili Fitness. Welcome to you both. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you here, Andre, because, you know, poor Mariana had to teach me some dance moves, and I have a feeling I'm not quite as talented as you when it comes to the Brazili dance. But Mariana, remind everybody at home, how did you and Andre meet?
Yeah, so I moved to Rio in about 2013-ish, and I was living there for about a year, and then I was at a gym and actually started taking his dance class. So we met and connected through dance, Brazilian dance.
So what brought you to Rio for a year?
I think like I was just missing the weather. I had lived in Brazil as a teenager, and then so I lived there for 3 years and came back to Canada, and I felt like I just couldn't adapt to winter anymore. And I was just like, okay, like get me out of here. So
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. So I ended up back in Brazil, and and I had already worked with dance. I taught Zumba and all this stuff, and then we just like really bonded through our mutual love for Brazilian dance.
On here. Okay, beautiful weather in Brazil. I'm trying to picture this. How did you convince Andre to come to Canada with you?
I think he asks himself that every day. But yeah, we were thinking about starting a family. We now have a 3-year-old, so just, you know, for that kind of thing, like it just made more sense to be here. But we hope, you know, to go back to Brazil as often as possible, especially to visit family.
I hope to as well. I've never been, but judging from the shoveling I did over the weekend, like the rest of you, a little vacation to Brazil wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, he also did some shoveling. Not
did
too
he?
happy. Yeah.
Well, look at the guy. I mean, he's in great shape. What was your introduction to sort of this Brazilian dance fitness, Andre? Tell me a little bit about your background. You can translate if necessary.
Oh my God, many times ago.
Yeah.
In his diapers, pretty much.
I danced almost 20 years ago. I started dancing in bands. After I teacher dance and some events, some.
And I imagine part of the culture too, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's probably a big part of your culture and your family. You know, probably just breaking out into dance, right, at home every now and then.
Any reason is a good reason to dance.
And we've seen an explosion, though, right? When it comes to Brazilian music, and it's trending all over the world on social media. What do you account for that growth?
Honestly, well, I think social media is such a fantastic way for people to get exposed to different cultures and things like that, right? So that's amazing. But there are certain artists like Anita who is now like kind of, you know, she's doing a lot of collabs with international artists. So people are, you know, becoming a little bit more curious about Brazilian music. So it's awesome. Like there's even one song it was really interesting to see that like it went really viral in Brazil.
Okay. And
like everyone was dancing in Brazil. And then like a few months later, this Korean guy started dancing, and then it went viral again in the rest of the world because of someone in Korea. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, no kidding. You know what? Let's give a little demonstration here, right? I'm going to step off to the side here, and I'll have you two give a little demonstration of what it actually looks like, and then I'll have you know, show me a few moves, and we'll talk a little bit more about the benefits. But I'll have Andre and Mariana take it away here.
So let me just explain.
Yes, go ahead.
So what we're going to do today is a Brazilian funk song.
Okay.
Okay. So Brazilian funk is one of the styles that is trending quite a bit on social media, and it's interesting because I think based on the name, like what we're used to as funk, people don't really really expect it to be the way it is.
Okay.
It's more similar to like hip hop, and it's really unique. So that's what we're gonna showcase today.
That's what you're gonna dance. Okay. All right. Let me step aside, Maestro. Let's cue up the music here.
Esse é o pique do Biel.
Ela quer jogar pra quem tá de PT, quer sentar pra quem tá de palalá. Ela quer jogar pra quem tá de PT, quer sentar pra quem tá de palalá. Atenção, atenção, vai começar. Posição de ataque. Toque. Bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá, bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá, bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá. Bota bum bum pra balançar. Para gostosa na posição. Se for envolvida, ela quer jogar. Calma, bebê, que tá muito bom. Jogando na rabeta, não pode parar. Bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá, bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá, bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá. Bota bum bum pra balançar.
Então bota minha bunda pra balançar. Pode que pode, vem me empurrar. No beat eu entro pra esculachar. Então fica tranquilo, toma meu chá. Gosto dos que maceta, mamacita esperta. Ficam de boca aberta, olhando minha bunda pra lá e pra cá. Bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá, bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá. Boto minha bunda pra balançar.
Bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá, bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá, bum bum pra cá, bum bum pra lá. Bota bum bum pra balançar. Bum 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 bum. Ela quer jogar pra quem tá de PT, quer sentar pra quem tá de palalá. Ela quer jogar pra quem tá de PT, quer sentar pra quem tá de palalá. Atenção, atenção, vai começar. Posição de ataque. Para não, bebê, vem.
I don't know about some of the. I don't know. You call it easy.
Until you make it.
Well, but we should talk about that though, because some people probably watch, and you've been doing this for a long time, right? And they may
Yes.
feel a little bit intimidated by seeing, professionals do it. But this is for everybody, right?
for
We're talking about
everybody.
all age groups, right?
Yeah, and I'm always like, I always tell people that, like, you have to remember that when your instructor gets up there to teach a song, they've practiced it like over and over and over again before they get up in front of that class, right? So I always tell people that. And also the way that we teach the class, for like some of the harder choreography, like this is an example, we would preview before.
Right.
So then
I like
it
how
gives
she
people
does it while
like,
she's explaining.
yeah, like we do give them because that's what happens, right? It's that resistance from the brain, right? Where you're just
Right.
like, oh my God, it's something new. So we just kind of help them like just ease into things. Yeah.
Yeah, and let's talk about the benefits. I think, it's pretty obvious for most watching at home. They go, oh, obviously there's physical benefits because you're getting up and you're moving, but it's more than just that, isn't it?
Yeah. For me, it's the confidence boosting aspect, right? And that's the biggest thing. I think that people can really, like I say that, it's a tool for you to chase your dreams, right? I think the best way to chase your dream is just to build confidence in yourself, right? And sometimes people at home, maybe they have this big scary dream that they want to, chase, and they're like, oh no, that's too big. But then when you do something like dance that forces you to step out of your comfort zone, and you don't do so well the first time, and then the next time you do better, and you're like, oh, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
That confidence building over time can really change your life. So that's the main goal.
You've got an event coming up. Tell everybody about it.
Yeah, so we have an awesome, fun event this Friday. It's a Brazilian dance plus acai bowl party.
Okay.
And so it's actually almost sold out at the 6:30
Oh, excellent.
time. So we're opening another time at 8 p.m. And what we're doing is we're inviting community members, but also instructors, gym owners to really experience the program, because we're trying to get the program all across the world.
How do they register?
So just go on our website, so brazilifitness.com, so
Okay.
Brazil with a Y, fitness.com, and you'll see a pop-up. And then you put in your information, and we'll reach out to you.
Great to have you both here. We've run
Thank
out
you
of
so
time. I was going to learn a move. We'll have you back again.
Okay.
And I'll learn. So I'll
Okay,
promise I'll do some moves. We'll be right back after this.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Boom, 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 boom. 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Hi guys, it's Maggie, Mrs. Calabash and Derek. And whoa, we're back. Rogers Television, so please watch us on Rogers Television. We've just done our first show. It was Anytime Shrimp Special and an Asian salad. So please, remember, Rogers Television, Mrs. Calabash cooks. I'll see you guys.
I hope you join us for an hour to give. You are going to be inspired as we tell you stories from the Children's Aid Foundation of Ottawa. We're going to tell you how they support children and youth in this community. I'm Sam LaPrade. I'm the host. I hope you join us.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
My goodness, I got a really tough job here. I don't know how I get up and do this every day. Really excited to introduce you to my next guest. I'm lying back here because I'm getting some reflexology therapy. I'm joined by Jackie Leduc. She's a registered Canadian reflexology therapist and mind-body coach. Welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Maybe we should just talk about the elephant in the room and why I'm lying down on the job here, Jackie.
Lying down on the job. Well, I am doing a reflexology treatment while we're having a conversation about reflexology and what I do as a profession. So I thought it'd be more interesting than us just talking and then me pointing at your foot kind of doing it. So you get to feel a little bit of what it's like to have a treatment.
So what is it exactly? Describe reflexology to everybody at home.
So reflexology therapy is, it's an ancient art. It's been around since ancient Egypt. Doctors used to do it. There's records of that. So it's not a new, trendy little method.
Yeah.
What I do is I work the feet. I specialize in the feet. You can do hands, you can do ears.
Okay.
But every point along the foot is linked to a body part, an organ, or a gland.
Really?
So as I'm working on your foot, let's say if I'm working the toes, it's from the neck up.
Okay.
Around mid-foot, or this part of the foot here, it's more of the torso. This is more the abdomen.
Okay.
The heel is more pelvic area. You've got the spine and the hips and shoulders.
Right.
In here. So it works different areas without without me working that area.
Right. Right.
Working it here.
So why the feet and not in those areas? So what's the benefit of working through the feet?
Through the feet. Well, one, a lot of people love massage therapy, but don't like, a lot of people don't like massage therapy, I should say.
Right.
They don't want to be touched everywhere on their body, and you have to respect that, but can handle having their feet worked.
Okay.
And what I'm doing is I'm working the reflex points. So I'm not necessarily working on a bicep or an abdomen or a thigh. I'm working the reflex points. So I'm stimulating your nervous system.
Okay.
To calm down.
And I need that.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole crew would tell you that. Heck, my wife at home's probably watching this going, hopefully he's calm by the time he gets up. So let's talk about the benefits then. So what are the benefits? Is this something people do weekly, monthly? Do they come and see you when they have an ailment? How does that work exactly?
There's a variety of reasons. Very often people come out of curiosity.
Right.
And then realize, wow, this really feels good.
It does, by the way.
Okay. Or, as I remember being treated, and at one point I wanted to kick the therapist.
What? Ken, keep it down back there. Our camera guy's losing it.
So it can be pleasant, and it can also be a little bit unpleasant, especially just like massage therapy. You're going along, and all of a sudden there's a point that really doesn't feel good.
Right.
There's something that's going on.
Okay.
And I remember once being treated, And the therapist is playing right in here, right at the toe here, and that's the neck region. And I wanted to kick her. I'm like, get off.
Really?
Like, it hurts. Stop doing it. And she's like, okay. She's my teacher, my mentor. And he's like, well, what's in that area? I'm like, okay, thyroid. My thyroid's fine. Neck, yeah, well, you know, I'm achy. But then she goes, what about the parathyroids? Because they're right in here.
Okay.
I'm like, interesting. I've been having issues with kidney stones. I've been having issues with painful bones. I've been having issues with heart palpitations. And the parathyroid glands regulate calcium in your body.
Really?
And when the parathyroid gland is off, then calcium is leaching out of your bones, painful bones, kidney stones, heart palpitations. So she goes, go get your parathyroid tested. Got it tested. 6 months later, I had surgery. Now I'm good.
You are kidding.
So we don't diagnose. Sometimes it's like put 2 and 2 together, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, well maybe you should think of following up with your doctor for something.
Right. Yeah.
Other clients, they swear they sleep so much better.
Oh, see, there you hit a tender spot.
Right in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is your digestive system.
Oh my goodness.
Duh.
So yeah, no, that's like dead on for me. Yeah, I have a terrible digestive system.
Right. So it would definitely. It's good.
Like, oh, ow! I'm gonna kick you. That is tender, man.
Oh, it's really fun. Get to those
So what does a full treatment look like then if somebody comes to see you?
So I usually have people, you know, fill in a medical form before, so I can have a conversation with, you know, the person about, okay, what's going on in your life, what's going on medically, and I want to make sure there's nothing that I should, you know, watch out for.
Yeah.
And then I'll, you know, wash the feet. I will talk through everything that I do, explain everything, and let you know what you might feel after a treatment. Like you might find you feel a little, you know, quieter, calmer, sleepy.
Okay.
And you also might feel not as good. You might feel headachy or just achy. You just drink a little bit more water and flush things out because I'm moving things in your body, right? Accelerating circulation.
Well, and I will say too, you can see that, you know, as you said, this is an ancient practice, and you can see it's getting the respect it's always deserved, because even some insurance companies are now covering it, right?
Yes.
See, tender again in the same spot on the.
Again, that's going across and then down.
Yeah.
That would be for elimination, right?
Okay.
Not surprising for you, where you would feel that.
Yeah, absolutely. So sorry, so you probably like Canada Life and, you know, Sun Life, people that have they should look into it, right? Absolutely. Because it is covered by a lot of different insurance now.
Yeah. It is, which is really nice because it ups the caliber of.
That's tender too at the bottom. What would that be?
Which side? This side or this side?
No, that side. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say it on live?
I think so.
Your anus.
Oh my God. Okay, if you've ever seen my TEDx talk, I would encourage you to watch it, because you will know exactly why. How do people get in touch with you? Very quickly, I'm just running out of time.
My website is jackielidick.ca. You can get a hold of me that way. Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it.
There you go.
I'm on Facebook. You can track me down. I'm in Cumberland.
This has been absolutely fascinating, Jackie. We'll be back with more right after this. Don't go near. Ow!
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
I was born and raised in Musqueam First Nation territory by my mother, who spoke Hunkaminam to me. As a child, I ceased using my mother tongue, as to use any language other than English was considered not being Canadian, so I was told. The old people came to me in a dream and reminded me of who I am and where I come from. I have reawakened. My roots are strong, and I'm no longer a silent speaker. My language tells me where I'm from. It defines me and guides me to teach others to learn and understand our culture and traditions. A gift for those in the present and the unborn generations. What was lost is found. What was asleep has awakened. My blood is here, and I am complete. I have returned home.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
I'm feeling rather relaxed, I gotta tell you. A big thanks to Jackie. Before I introduce you to my next two guests, I want to give you a little sneak peek of what you can expect when you go see their show. The band is called the Commotions. They've put together 12 of the most talented musicians in the entire country. Their upcoming concert and album release party is happening at the Bronson Center. But here's a little sneak peek. Their latest single, it is called Love in the Fast Lane. Have a look.
Let's take a ride. Happiness is you by my side. Take me where you want me to drive. I've got no plans. Tonight, we don't have to turn out the lights. If you want, we'll just talk all night. Who's your favorite band? Try to keep my cool, but my engine is hot. Don't wanna rush you, baby, but I want what you got. Go anywhere you want, do anything you need. I don't wanna beg, but I ain't too proud to plead. You could take the sofa down a boulevard. My wheels are spinning fast to get to where you are. Hoping I can reach and make you feel the same. Oh, love and a fast lane. I see you smile, you twirl your hair and tilt to the side, looking at me like I'm a child. But could I be your man? I made up my mind, hoping that we'll see eye to eye. Please just let me be your guide. Take my hand. Try to keep my cool, but my engine is hot. Don't wanna rush you, baby, but I want what you got. On our first date, I can't help myself. I want you and nobody else. You could take the sofa down.
As I said, that's their latest single, Love in the Fast Lane, their third studio album, The Commotion. I'm joined by two members, Jeff Rogers, who you just heard those smooth vocals, and Brian Asselin. Welcome, guys. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Brian, you were on just before the holidays. We wanted to bring you back, though, and for those that aren't familiar with how the band started, it's a pretty cool story. Tell everybody at home.
Yeah, we're actually celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year.
Nice.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
So the band started 10 years ago. I was lucky enough to perform with the legendary Funk Brothers out of Detroit. And it was a time I'll never forget. Just being on stage with those musicians that backed up all those Motown artists. It was an amazing experience. Yeah. And I've always been a bit of a songwriter, like mostly pop songs and stuff. So when I got back off tour from those guys, I'd be like, I feel like I'm gonna try to write something. So then I wrote the first record, and with co-writing, and then I brought in the lead singer of the Funk Brothers at the time, Delbert Nelson, and he graciously said yes. So he came to Canada, And then the Commotions were formed.
Amazing,
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. So Jeff, how did you connect with Brian? I mean, you guys, I'm sure, probably knew each other over the years, but how did you become part of the band?
Well, Brian and I go way back. Like our first band ever, when I was 10 years old, was with Brian and his twin brother Jeff. Like we were JJ and the Brian back in the Peen School of Music, like so long ago. So then, when like obviously Rebecca Noel is the other lead singer. We also have Mackenzie DeMilo, and I just kind of formed. I don't know how I ended up. I mean, he and I have worked together for so long. So when he was looking for somebody that was a little bit more local, I guess he called several people and they all said no. And so then I ended
one
up.
person.
Yeah, I knew you would have, Brian, because I mean this style of music. I mean, you've got your own album as well, Jeff, but this style of music suits you so well, right?
I
mean, you love it too.
R&B is definitely my bag. I do love it. Yeah.
Brian, let's talk about the latest album. It's your third studio album. How would you describe it to everybody?
So I think this record is our strongest record to date, and I think it's because I just opened up the doors for collaboration.
Okay.
So a lot of the record was written by Jeff and I. Our co-producer Alex Mastronardi joined in on songwriting as well. We got different arrangers involved. So my kind of a quote for the band has always been "Go big or go home."
Right.
So one day I woke up and I'm like, Tower Power, I love Tower Power. They're a great band. Who arranges for Tower Power? I'm going to find out. So I found out who it was. I gave him a call. And then so he's worked with the band, our band.
Wow.
And he's worked on 2 tunes with the band, and they were on the record. I did the same with Corey Wong's band. Michael B. Nelson arranges his stuff, and Michael B. Nelson played with Michael Jackson, wrote for Prince, like did all that stuff. And so I found his number, and I just called him. And I said, "You don't know me, but I got this project. Would you work with us?" And all of them said yes. I did the same with Philip Lassiter, and there's 29 musicians on the record.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
29.
That's absolutely.
Yeah.
So where did you record it?
So we recorded, most of the recording was done in North Gore at our co-producer's house, Alex Mastronardi. He's a great engineer, great songwriter, great musician. And some of it, we went to a studio. So we went to Audio Valley, Steve Foley's place, and we love that studio. And Steve is awesome. So he let us use the studio there. And we were able to capture most of the organ sounds were there. All the strings were done there. So we have a full string orchestra on the record as well. And
Jeff, big album release party coming up. Performing in a band this size in front of a live audience. I mean, how special is that, right?
It's great when we can all get together and play in front of folks. It's tricky to get a 12-piece band, on stage. I mean, there's only so many stages that can handle 12 people on them. But the energy is undeniable. Like it's a different feeling. Like I do a lot of solo shows and duo shows and trio shows, but like singing in front of a band of professionals that are just pumping out some really funky stuff it really energizes the performance.
Well, I'll be polishing up my dancing shoes, I'll tell you that, because I'll be there. My wife and I are going again. The Commotions album release show, the Bronson Center, this Saturday, January 20th. Doors open at 7 p.m. They have a great opening band, the Lionels. Make sure you get your tickets. BronsonCenterMusicTheater.com. We'll be back with more right after this.
Are you low on food? Struggling to pay the bills? Overwhelmed by life's challenges? When you need support but don't know where to turn, just dial 211. 211 connects you to the programs or services near you.
211, how can I help you?
211, help starts here.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
I still remember the games, the laughter, the footsteps through the hallway. I'll never forget the hard times.
Every day I come back from work, it's always like this. We're yelling in front of the kids.
The help we needed. how far we've come.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Unbelievable. You just never see that. Oh, what a shot.
The OHL on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. For those that know me well, you know I love the theater. I grew up in the theater. There's so many opportunities to go see live theater, and this one that we're talking about today is not only great because it's a great play in itself, but it's a great intimate venue that they're going to be performing in. I'm joined by Steve Love and Joy McDougall from Danny and the Deep Blue Sea. Welcome to you both. Great to have you here. Welcome back. Welcome back to you as well. You've both been on the show before. Steve, tell me about this particular play, because this is, I think, a play that's going to leave people, you know, leaving probably with friends and family, and there'll be a lot of discussion about this production, right?
If you are going to this play with friends, whatever, family, if you're there with, say, your mother or grandmother or nice auntie or, you know, good Christian uncle, maybe brace them for
Not
the
play for them, maybe.
A content warning is appropriate for this play.
Right.
There's a lot of bad language. There's things in the play that are not that might fall harshly on some ears, but that's part of the world of the play. That's the world that these characters exist in, and it's important to be truthful to that. And it was the world of John Patrick Shanley, the playwright, who grew up in the Bronx, and I think in the book it says that there's this play is dedicated to everyone I kissed and everyone I punched in the Bronx, right?
Something like that.
So, Joey, what are the themes that, you know, obviously, you know, Steve's talking about how there's a lot of serious themes in this play. What themes are there?
Well, basically the story is two very broken, damaged people that meet in a bar, like a dive bar in the Bronx, and by chance they find love, and it's very intense, it's very gut-wrenching. I saw one quote that was something like, it's like you're punching the audience in the face but then giving them a warm hug after. So a lot of the themes are shame and guilt and trauma bonding and that sort of thing, but so really applicable human emotions or relatable human emotions, even though the characters aren't necessarily super likable.
Right.
Yeah. Like we've talked about how we don't like these characters, but it's, as an actor, you have to, in order to portray the characters, you have to treat them with empathy.
Right.
And that's what the audience will experience after seeing the whole story play out, is empathy for these characters. And sort of, if there's a lesson to be gleaned from the play, I think that, you know, if you've done bad things in your life, you know, you can beat yourself up about it as much as you want, but you're not going to move forward and be happy until, you know, you forgive yourself and learn to respect yourself again.
So go ahead.
And learn to like love and accept love too, right?
Oh yeah, love.
And connection.
Yes. Of all people, I should know about love.
Yeah.
Come on now, Steve. You've got the last name that goes along with it.
Anyway, sorry.
No, it's okay, Joy. Can you delve a little bit more into your role, your character? How would you describe your character?
Oh, Roberta. Yeah, she's got more issues than Vogue. She's
well played.
She does.
He told me not to make any jokes.
Okay, well, anyway.
Jokes are fine.
Jokes are fine.
You're a comedian, Steve.
I know. Once upon a time. It's too deep in this play now.
Yeah, no, she has a lot of shame. She has a very troubled relationship with her family.
Okay.
She has had a child young, and she was forced to get married because she was Catholic. That didn't work out, and now she's living in a house with her parents, who she hates, and her son, who she doesn't connect with at all. She also has a very traumatic sort of event that's happened to her that she can't escape from, but through meeting Danny, she's able to let her walls down, and you just kind of get, like, we want the audience to feel like they're watching something that they should not be watching.
Right.
And that's
Right.
kind of, and you just get a glimpse into our little microcosm. Is that the word? You know? Yeah.
Steve, how about your character? How would you describe Danny?
Danny is brutal, violent, dark, brooding, but definitely has a softer, sentimental side, and the violent side of him is a response to his own feelings of loneliness and anxiety and self-hatred, and inside that, like the exterior of this violent brute is actually protecting a very gentle soul underneath. I think a very vulnerable soul. Yes.
Right.
Someone that just doesn't feel accepted in the world. They don't know where they belong.
Yes. I mentioned the venue. It is a great venue. Tell everybody at home why you felt that this was the great spot to put this production on.
Well, we're at Live on Elgin Wednesday through Saturday this week. January 17th to 20th. Live on Elgin is awesome venue. I've done stand-up shows there. I've gone to see music shows there. They are awesome. Lawrence, John, and their staff there are fantastic.
The best.
It's just a great business to support, and also a great intimate venue for a play that is it's just the two of us. There's nobody else in this play. There's not a lot of moving pieces. So we want to bring people into our world and be right there with us in these intense moments.
And it's also directed by the very, very talented Venetia Lawless, who's directed a lot of plays. She does a lot at Ottawa Little Theatre, and stage managed by Justin Turple, who is our new first ever stage manager.
Oh, nice.
He's a senior director at Fisheries and Oceans, so he's stepping into a
new role for
role.
himself. I like it. So, and you two worked on a project. Your last project was with the Ottawa Little Theatre, right?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Nice.
we are not in Bedford Falls anymore, let me tell you.
We're seeing some shots of you guys.
Oh, yeah,
not going to be quite
not
as.
That. It's not.
Not that. But I think it's important to tell these types of stories. These are great shots.
Yeah, no, there is not going to be any George Bailey-isms. Look at that. Yeah, the very talented Maria. Yeah, that was a great experience. I mean, that was the opposite of this play in every sense of the word. Just the production of it all too. There were so many cast members and so many set changes in this. This play is just us.
And I'm producing it too, which I've never done before. So it's a big endeavor in growth.
Well, congratulations to you both. That's coming up again Wednesday to Friday, January 17th to the 20th. Doors open at 7 p.m. The show is at 8 p.m. There's the poster right there. Danny and the Deep Blue Sea. Tickets at liveonelgin.com. We'll be right back after this.
This is a perfectly healthy child. What's unhealthy are birth alerts, a racist practice that may stop this Indigenous mother from going home with her newborn. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
I am Gagweg. My name means everything.
Tom Longboats.
I am Wolf Clan, Onondaga Nation. I've run many different races. I've run to survive and to be free. I've run to win for honor.
His people might be lazy, but this one's damn fast.
My people respected our runners, people who carried important messages from village to village.
I need a guide to the next post. Dispatch carrier, sir. I can get you there. God sakes, man, slow down. Who do you think I am, Tom Longboat? No, sir. I am.
Running makes me feel alive. It's everything.
Tom Longboat was the first Indigenous person to win the Boston Marathon. He ran his way to international fame and became an inspiration to generations of athletes.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
I have long asked myself this question: why do we not have camp for adults? I was very fortunate. I went to a great camp growing up. My brother, my sister, and I went to a camp called Camp Otterdale just outside Smith Falls, and it was a life-changing experience. And when you get into adulthood and you try to find that same experience, it can be difficult. But thanks to my next guest, it isn't that difficult. Really, Jennifer Williams is the founder and director of Camp Wild. Welcome. Great to have you here, Jennifer. I wonder, did you feel the same way that I just described, that, you know, why do kids get to have all the fun in camp and I don't?
100%.
Really?
Yes.
That was the inspiration behind this?
Well, yes and no. I think that the power of play and joy, kind of, we don't prioritize that as adults as much anymore. And a place that happened in youth was camp, right? And it's this ritual of every year going to camp and experiencing the play. But it's really just a space to gather and join. And I was inspired because I went to an adult camp.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Totally brought up that magic for me. And so I thought, it was in Portland, Oregon. And I thought, our community here needs this. So it is specifically for women.
Okay.
This one.
I think do we have an audio issue here? Just grab that microphone beside you there. It's our fault. Don't worry. It's a technical. It happens every now and then. It's live television, Jennifer. Yeah. Buckle up. You know what I'm saying? But so why specifically for women, though?
It's really powerful for a community to come together and to have a space that's specifically for women, where we can just be ourselves and have the space and take up space. It's just, you know, any group, any community, to have a dedicated space is powerful, and so this one's for women.
So you have a sort of your classic camp, I guess, that you've been running for how long now? How long have you been running the camp?
Since 2022, so we've done it twice in September.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you've decided to do a winter camp. Why? Yeah. I love the look. Yes, I did. I'm not sure why I decided. No, but why? So why a winter camp?
Yeah, great question. Summer camp style retreat. Yeah, you think summer. But when do we need the community? When do we need the play? Winter.
Yeah. No, you're right? Because we sort of cocoon ourselves, and we don't have we don't find as many opportunities that are available. So walk me through. So what kind of activities, what does this winter camp look like?
Yeah, so we have a team of 3 others and myself, and same with the classic, we don't have a schedule. Okay. We have women that are bringing their gifts, and they're leaders in the field of health and wellness, of fitness, of coaching or self-growth, and we co-create the schedule together with the women that come. So there'll be activities like belly dancing, snowshoeing, cold plunges. We've got a sauna, arts and crafts, yoga. The women will be cooking together. But what that looks like will depend on every day and kind of what the vibe is. We'll pick and choose what's offered, and there's a variety of choices kind of in every block, and you choose your own adventure.
I think that's great. So you basically sit down with this group of women, and you all decide on the schedule and what you're going to do sort of on a daily basis. Is that right?
I mean, kind of. We have a skeleton, and then just like in kids camp, you have a camp counselor, one of these teams, and they meet every morning, and that's a really powerful way to process the experience, because, you know, it's a transformational experience where you're gathered with these women. And so through those activities with your small group, we as a team learn kind of what the group is calling for, and then we build based on that. Yeah.
You mentioned life-changing, because I think it is. I mean, even just the photos that you sent along to me, and I went through all of the photos, and we're showing some of them now, but we're not going to bring up all of them, but every single photo was full of joy. Just tell me about the experience and what you've heard from previous attendees of the camp.
Yeah, joy. That is what it is all about. Community and play, and you bring those together, and you focus on yourself. Like, what happens when you let go of everything else in your life and you just have a weekend dedicated for yourself, and you get to choose what brings you joy. And so if you want to try belly dancing, go nuts. If you'd rather go have a nap, That's you.
Right.
You get to choose. And so your moments of joy, you're navigating it yourself. But then when you're together and being silly and let your guard down and play, it's amazing. So much laughter and so much comes up when you do that.
Yeah, and I think the importance too, and you're touching on it, is unplugging. I imagine, this is one of those getaways where, don't bring your electronics, leave everything at home, and I think people will be surprised at how enjoyable that experience is, right?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of opportunities where we do that. And so we give you a cell phone sleeping bag. We partner with Eco Equitable, another great local social enterprise in Ottawa. And you come and you can tuck your phone away for the weekend. We have an emergency number if anybody's worried about being unplugged for the weekend, but it allows you to be fully present. We're also a drugs and alcohol-free weekend, so you're authentically, presently at Camp Wild. Yeah.
In September, you have your classic camp that's coming up again. Tell me a little bit about that camp. What sort of different activities would be available compared to this winter one?
Yeah, so think summer camp. We've got archery, we've got high ropes, we've got an amazing lake. Hopefully not cold plunges, but you can hang out on the inflatables in the lake. We also have stand-up paddle boards, canoes, and then there's the self-growth piece. If you want to kind of do a workshop on change facilitation, we have amazing staff that lead. One of the classics is Triggers Our Trailheads to Treasures, led by one of our team named Diane Gribben. And you can do that if you want. You can go to the Hammock Grove if you want. You can make buttons. And then we have the camp classics. So the games, the talent show, the s'mores, right?
And Peggy, I imagine, will be there.
Peggy will be there. She will not be at the winter one, but Peggy will indeed be at the summer one.
Although tobogganing on Peggy could be fun. However, I don't think Peggy could possibly survive going down a snowy hill. So Peggy will save you for the summer camp. Yeah. Jennifer, really appreciate the time today. Yeah, congratulations on this. I think it's just an amazing idea. As soon as you sent me that email, I was like, yes, Jennifer is coming on the show. Camp Wild, the winter version is happening at Elbow Lake Environmental Education Center, February 9th to 11th, and the Wild Classic is September 12th to the 15th. You can visit campwild.ca to register. Make sure you register. They will sell out. We'll be back with more right after this.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play, and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
I hope you join us for an hour to give. You are going to be inspired as we tell you stories from the Children's Aid Foundation of Ottawa. We're going to tell you how they support children and youth in this community. I'm Sam LaPrade. I'm the host. I hope you join us.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
You just saw her in that last shot, and of course you see her each and every morning here on Rogers TV, weekdays at 8 o'clock. It is the Fitness Faction with your host, Cara Evans. She joins me in studio. Welcome. Great to have you here.
Thanks.
Can I still say Happy New Year? Do I have until the end of January?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we just started, right?
Okay.
So,
all right. Fair enough. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
It's great to have you. First, can we just check out the shoes here? Again, look at that on camera too. Look at the wide shot. Those are, I was asking you, that's actually a brand name called Zumba?
Yeah, they're Zumba shoes. They're dancing shoes.
I love it.
You know, we have to stay active, whether it's dancing or
I know. I may need a pair this weekend to go see the Commotions. So
Yes.
I'll reach out to you. Today, though, we're talking about goals, right? A lot of people are doing New Year's resolutions. My friend Julie represented last week with, she's calling them New Year's intentions, which I love that. But
like
you
that
want to
too.
talk about SMART goals in particular.
Yes.
What are SMART goals exactly?
So SMART goals are, so SMART is an acronym, and to
Okay.
make sure I get it right, I'm going to read it here. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals.
Okay.
So you follow this SMART goal method so that you can track your progress and keep yourself accountable.
And that is so important too. And we've talked a little bit about goals to start off, to kick off our new year here on the show. And I guess it's picking the right type of goals too. And I think sometimes people pick these big goals and that's why they perhaps fail. What is your philosophy on actually picking goals themselves?
Yeah, so you're right. That's exactly what people do. They say, this year I want to drink more water. Well, what does that mean? What is drinking more water? Is it a SMART goal would be, this year I am pledging to drink 2 liters of water a day.
Right.
And I have my SMART goal calendar, and that is something that's measurable, it is specific, and I can track it.
You mentioned the SMART goal calendar. You sent me a photo along, and my director, Dave, and I looked at each other and went, this is the craziest looking calendar we have ever seen. And well, here it is on. So tell me, what is special about this calendar?
It's amazing, right? Looking at it, so it's like a coloring page.
Okay.
So January is a calendar. One day is represented for every day in January, and so on and so forth for every month.
Okay.
So you can choose your SMART goals. So I want to drink more water. I want to run in the Ottawa race weekend in May.
Okay.
So a SMART goal would be, I need to train every day. So you choose a color for the goal that you've set, and if you do it, then you get to color in the day.
So
it's
you
interactive.
color in every time you do something that brings you to that final achievement of the goal.
Yeah.
Now it all makes sense,
Yeah.
Dave. You know what I'm saying?
Dave, I'm surprised you didn't figure that out.
So, are there pros and cons to this particular method that we should take into consideration?
Some people like it and some people don't.
Okay.
And that is because sometimes when we set our goals, we can be a little bit too rigid. And you have to be dynamic with your goals. So if your goal is, I want to run in the race weekend, I need to train. I want to maybe run 5 kilometers 3 times a week.
Right.
What does that look like? Does that mean you're going to the gym? Are you waiting around in January for a treadmill at the gym? That's going to take some time, you know?
Yeah.
So, and people get sick. Maybe your workout buddy is sick and is not coming to the gym today. You know, you can't quit. You have to keep going. So the pros are that you can track it. It's measurable. You can see it on the calendar. It's so colorful. It's so pretty. You feel like you're making progress. And the cons are you have to be dynamic. You have to be loose with it.
Right.
Yeah. You have to be
You
kind to
mentioned,
yourself.
having that buddy, and you've talked about this on the show with me before, and how important that is, and how it can be a game changer when you're trying to, find that motivation and work out. Why was that important for you?
Absolutely. First of all, it's more fun to work out with friends.
Right.
Always. I do everything with my friends. It's so much fun. But for the SMART goals, also it's good to have somebody to keep you accountable. So if you don't do it, you have that person who calls you and says, so did you drink those 2 liters of water today? And you're like,
maybe not.
No, but it's only 2 p.m. and I'm about to start. So that's why it's important to have, somebody to have fun with. And when your SMART goals align with your own personal values, I think it's important to spend time with people.
Yeah.
It's important to create those relationships. So if we could do that together, then we're hitting more than just one goal.
Yeah, and the social part of it is great. You know, perhaps somebody at home is thinking to themselves, well, I don't have a friend that I can reach out to that wants to work out, sort of thing. You've always said, well, that friend could be waiting for you at the gym for all you know, right? Like just go.
Just go.
And you might surprise yourself,
Exactly.
right? And find your buddy there at the gym.
And you could find that buddy in the lineup at Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know, you say, hey, that's a cute jacket. Where'd you get that? You start chatting and you become best friends. It's that easy.
I don't want to run out of time before we make sure we talk about Fitness Faction. Airs each and every weekday here on Rogers TV at 8 a.m. What can people expect when they tune in?
They can expect a HIIT workout. So it's something that we do at home. You should be able to do it at home. And there we are.
That was you that just jumped in. You jumped in on yourself.
Interrupting myself.
Yeah.
So we do it with things that you can find around the house, pillows, heavy things in the closet, whatever you can find.
Right.
And yeah, we're getting you fit in your own space.
I love it. I love it. And again, I will remind people, you know, you might be watching, you know, this workout right now and say, oh, you know, I'm not at this fitness level. Well, you just take your time and you do it in your own time, and you have a professional like Car that shows you how to, that walks you through it. Thank you so much, Car. Always a pleasure having you on the show. Happy New Year again. We'll be back with more right after this. Don't go anywhere.
So that we don't stress out our shins. Yeah. Yes.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV. Welcome back. All right, a few things. So talked about a lot of events on today's show. So let's review some of those events. First of all, Brazilian Dance Party at Arts Court. That's located at 2 Daly Avenue, by the way. That's coming up this Friday, January the 19th. 6:30 p.m. has sold out, so they have a second one. So if you want to get in before it sells out, BraziliFitness.com is the place to go. Mariana and Andre will make sure you have an absolute blast doing some dance with them. Also wanted to mention the Commotions, their big album release show. This is their third studio album. I've been listening to it for the past couple of months. It is a fantastic album. Put on your dancing shoes, head out to the Bronson Center, Saturday, January 20th. The first band kicks off, the Lionels kick off at 7 p.m. And of course, the Commotions come up after that, probably around 9 o'clock. Fantastic 12-piece R&B, Motown, funk, you name it. You're going to have a great time. Danny and the Deep Blue Sea, live on Elgin Street. Great intimate venue, January 17th to the 20th. Tickets are available at liveonelgin.com. Hey, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time right here on Daytime.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
I'm Meg, and this is Fit Finley, and we're from Fit Over 50. Join me for a new season, which is full of awesome workouts designed for adults 50 plus. Improve your motivation, your strength, and your energy. Join me for a new season of Fit Over 50 exclusively on Rogers TV.
Join us Monday to Friday on Daytime Ottawa as we showcase some of the fabulous things that are happening in your city. We'll showcase some local businesses. We'll also have